it's Miss Caid. For today's cultural lesson, we are going to keep looking at the continent of Africa, but we are going to talk about some of the mammals that live in Africa. So, as we discussed in the book we read, our first intro to Africa, Africa is a very diverse continent as far as different biomes. So there are many different animals that live there all across that huge continent in really different environments. So if you're really interested in the animals that live in Africa, I am going to link Miss Canaday's video on the biomes of Africa. And I would encourage you to go and look at that after you finish this lesson because I think you'll find it really interesting and you might learn some more things about some of the animals that we talk about today. So before we get started, let's prepare all of our materials. For this lesson, you are going to need to get into your purple cultural packet and get out 2 blank pieces of paper. You will also need a pair of scissors and your crayons or colored pencils, whatever kind of coloring utensils you would like to use today. So before we get started, we need to make some cards so that you can record your work on them. So get one of those blank sheets of paper. You're going to start by folding it over. It doesn't really matter which way to start with because we're going to do both. So go ahead and fold it over. So, and then fold it over one more time. All right, it should look like this. Now, I want you to open it up. You should have some nice creases here, and you are going to take your scissors and cut along those creases. All right, now go ahead and repeat that with your second piece of paper. You can pause the video if you'd like, if you need some more time, and then come back and we'll get started. All right, so the first animal we are going to look at, it's one that's probably pretty familiar, is the lion. So at this point, I would like you to pause your video and go and draw a lion and label it with the word lion. The second animal we are going to look at is the camel. The gorilla. Elephant. Zebra. Giraffe. Rhino. Also a rhinoceros is the long name. And this says hippo, also known as a hippopotamus. Now I hope that you paused your video with each card and took some time to draw those animals and then label the name. I would like to say that you don't have to draw these perfectly to try. That's not the point of this exercise. It's just to have a little fun learning some of the animals that live in Africa, their names and what they look like, and also to practice drawing. So they're not going to be perfect, and that's okay. It's your work. Nobody else is going to see it unless you want to show them. I'll show you guys some of mine because they didn't turn out perfect either. But that's okay because it's for me. So a lion. We have a camel. An elephant. You see, I draw too big sometimes. So he went off the page. But that's okay. So I hope that you did all 8 of these animals. I would love to see them. If any of you would like to share, have your parents help you do that, you can post them on our Facebook page. You can send them to me directly. I'd love to see your drawings and your beautiful writing of these animal names. Again, if you want to learn some more about the African animals and where they live, please go find Miss Canada's video on African biomes. It will be really interesting and I know you'll love it. Thank you for learning some of the African animals with me, and I will see you later.